ain't saying nothing. Me.
Yo. Hey, yo, turn me up in the halftime. Yeah. Yeah. When turn me down in the halftime. Check it out. Yeah. When nah. Bring it back. Hold up. Check it. Right. Remember back in the days, niggas used to do the long ass intros. You ain't never know when a nigga was gonna start rhyming. Good people. Eloquently petty. Articulate ass foolery. My name is Marcus Aurelius. This is the Keep It 100 channel. Uppity Negro swag. Uppity Negro swag. Uppity Negro swag. What's this one called? This is the Black Manosphere 1.0 revival. I don't know how many of y'all familiar with how shit went down in 1.0. Often talked about, but nowadays rarely practiced. Well, 1.0 needs to make its comeback. Shout out to a few people. I gotta shout out some people. Shout out to Jonathan Steele for the Cash App. That was a few days ago. I gotta shout out some old Cash App. Shout out to Romello for a previous Cash App. And somebody just hit me with a Cash App. Mike Berg, shout out to you tonight for the Cash App. Some Cash Apps from the last stream, which was incredible. I appreciate everybody who was on that last stream with me. All right, shout out to New. Okay, the Cash App last week. Shout out to Romello, Mike Berg, the usual. All right, but shout out to New. I just wanted to shout him out because I missed him last week. All right. So shout out to my usual suspects. Everybody looks like they're in here. Shout out to Toya, Coach Lamont, Paul Wilson, Ron Matthews. I see all of y'all. A cold-hearted revelator. So Joey, what? Joey 85? I see you, man. Romello, as usual. I'm figuring a lot of other people will be dropping by here as we proceed to give you what you need. This is the Keep It 100 channel. Last week was very interesting. It was very interesting. I want to shout out everybody who was on that podcast. All right. Shout out to BGS Idmore. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Shout out to Ramil. Shout out to Ty City. Shout out to, try to remember everybody. Chaos Rain. Okay. Shout out to Big Kev. All right. If I leave your name out, don't come at me. All right. All right. And even Sexy Red TV. She was there. All right. And I know a lot of people didn't want her there. I got a lot of heat for Sexy Red TV. Okay. All right. Didn't know who this female was before she jumped on my panel. I don't know who Sexy Red TV is. Okay. Everybody was reacting to Sexy Red TV. Legend Time Processor was good, bro. All right. Michael Gomez, I see you in the building. Yeah, shout out to everyone who was on that stream who made it what it became. Yeah, my most viewed stream since I've been here doing this, 4,000 views. All right. Shout out to everybody that was down with that. Okay. So now, oh, by the way, shout out to, AM1 Super Sly for having me on their situation. And we had that conversation. Shout out to Dr. Ron. And we had a conversation also. Okay. Let me move this shit out the way so I can see. Okay. What's going on? Forrest McLeod, I see you. All right. Let me get set up here, man. We get set up over here, man. So, woo. Interesting shit, man. So, I got a long list of things I want to get to. Actually, I wrote a lot of shit down, and I'm going to go through this, right? It's very long. It's very fucking long, right? We ain't gonna be here all night. This ain't gonna be 5 hours. So if anybody that got anywhere to be tomorrow, we're gonna keep this short. For the most part, I'm not gonna do a panel until maybe later on, and it'll be a very restricted panel, depending on who shows up here. All right. So let me also say, last week, I didn't know who would show up. I wasn't expecting anyone. All right. I did my stream like how I do my stream. I didn't know who was going to pull up. And boy, did motherfuckers pull up. I didn't know who was coming. All right. So this wasn't something that was planned and, hey, my guest speakers is nah, wasn't none of that. None of that. I was simply going to do a stream about shaming, blaming, and explaining, in my point of view on it, which most of you know now, and it's been the stuff that I've been saying. So we're not going to redo that. But yeah, it got really interesting. A lot of people did videos about last week's stream. I don't know how many of those videos you guys saw, but they were interesting. The twist that some of them, some of them weren't twists, some of them just reported, but then, some people have their own impressions of the conversation that went on that night. So, I'm here to talk about the Manosphere, and you've heard me talk about the perception of the message that we are given here. And I think a lot of people got that shit twisted. So I'm going to start reading. Let's get to the point here. I'm going to start reading. Long ass intro, long ass speech. Here we go. So let me say this, right? And there's going to be people that's going to disagree or agree or whatever. All right. Disagree, agree with me or whatever. But this is what I'm going to do. So here we go. The Black Manosphere at large. The Black Manosphere. Just in case anybody got it twisted. Shout out to you, New, for that Cash App last week, man. What's good, bro? Shout out to you. All right, glad to see you in here. So, yeah, Revival 1.0. The Black Manosphere at large does not promote the idea of saving the community. Okay? All right? The Black Manosphere was not created or designed for that purpose. If you don't believe me, you can check history. All right. The Black Manosphere's connection to the idea of bringing women back to the table was an idea of a select few, not the vast majority, and cannot be characterized as the mission of the whole. Okay? Right. The Black Manosphere at large is not a pro-Black nationalist space. It's not at large. Okay? All right. So let me continue. Some of this stuff is, I just wrote it as it came to me. Okay? If you can't save hoes, right? We understand that you can't save hoes. We had that discussion real deep last week. Okay? You can't save niggas that want to save hoes neither. Okay? If you can't save hoes, you can't save niggas that want to save hoes. All right? So let's continue. The community is the simps and the strags. That's what the community is. The community is the simps and the strags. Okay? So continue. All right? So also, I've heard the term free thinker thrown around. Free thinker means I don't gang. I don't take a side against the truth. The truth is the truth. That's what red pill is. And I understand that people took red pill and they've added all these little different colorful meanings to it. And it's one of those words now, like incel, that where they say, okay, red pill means how those guys over there are acting, or red pill means, you know, connect anything that you don't like to red pill as the definition. No, red pill is the reality outside of the Matrix. That's where it came from. The movie The Matrix. Red pill, blue pill. Blue pill, you keep living the lie. Red pill, you move in the real world. Okay? So if you're a free thinker, which I'm a free thinker, we can agree, we can disagree, we still rock, right? Okay, the Black Manosphere. One of the purposes of the Black Manosphere is to counteract propaganda that Black women put out about Black men. Y'all niggas is deadbeats. Y'all niggas is dusty. You don't take care of your kids. You all broke. You ain't, none of you got jobs. None of you do shit. You ain't shit. Anytime you turn on your television, you can find out just how ain't shit you are. The Black Manosphere is necessary. So understand that when women are spoken on here, spoken on, not spoken to, not spoken to. We don't speak to women. This is a men's space. We speak to men. And we arm men with information to combat the propaganda that's put out on you. So when we have these stats and figures, because of all these articles that come out throwing Black men under the bus. So when you have these stats and figures, that is to educate Black men so that we can understand that we aren't the worst fathers here. Shout out to AM1. I see you. All right. It's for us to know that these other things that are said about us are incorrect. It's for us to understand that. If you only read, you know, your propaganda and other things, then that's all you will know. And this is what people will tell you about yourself. You will begin to form an opinion about yourself with Bullshit. Shout out and he said real world productivity and results is all that matters. Well, men have to know that there are black men in the real world being productive. Okay, we have to know that. And if every time we jump on the internet we're hearing the opposite, then somebody has to tell us the truth. This is all inclusive. Let's continue. All right, yeah, feeding black men with the information they need to counteract the propaganda machine that slanders the image of black men, aided by black women in mainstream media. That's what a lot of us do. That's what a lot of us do. There's no super chat button, so this is what I'm going to do, right? For all you guys that want to do super, yeah, I'm demonetized right now. I reapplied for my monetization, and they got me under review. I'm under review right now. So what I'm going to do is this. Okay. So feeding black men with the information they need to counteract the propaganda machine that slanders the image of black men, aided by black women in mainstream media. You can't hate on that. Okay. Our dream for a community is being used against us, used to control us, used to drain us. Work us, then discard us. Okay. We are told this is our duty, and when we ask what's in it for us, we are told that the privilege comes in servicing our black female masters. You have heard me address these sorts of things before. Black culture rejects the idea of the black male patriarch. It promotes the domineering, educated woman as the head of the family. Black men are not abandoning the community. The community abandoned progressive and productive black men a long time ago. The community abandoned progressive and productive black men a long time ago. So being productive and progressive is not the key to saving the community, and is not the key to changing black women. Black men have always been progressive and productive, always. And they still lie. They still put out propaganda on us. The society is demanding the most from the group of men it gives the least to. And we have internalized this social demand on the men in our culture, because our women are comparing us to the best white men while ignoring that most people are not at the top. Black men are being required to be the top achievers in America for basic reciprocity and respect and humanity. It would seem as though that any effort black men make to meet this standard, the culture not only is unsatisfied, but reject the authority of said men who do. And they uphold and celebrate men who don't meet the standard or operate in conflict to progress. Y'all know what I'm saying? We tell one group of men be productive and progressive, and then they don't respect that. Okay? They don't respect it. And when I think we established that last week, no, you can't change them. I'm saying nothing different than I've said previously. Okay? This message is for men. It's not for women. There's no shaming women here. Talking to men. So I want men to understand the purpose of this, the purpose of the Manosphere. It must be known because people are saying it's about something else. All right? So When niggas try to change Keisha unsuccessfully, because that's the new name that we're giving black women, Keisha, I laugh. Similarly, when niggas roast Keisha, I laugh. If you have a problem with Keisha being roasted, we ain't the same. If you have a problem with Keisha being roasted, we are not the same. It means you're the same pro-black nationalist you're trying to lynch. So now I'm going to say some things. Some truths we must accept here. And I'm talking about YouTube and the audience here, about our culture and our audience. And this has been said before. Black men seem to prefer to hear women deliver a male advocacy message. You cannot accuse the Manosphere of being about women or allowing women in while making the women the most successful creators. And I'm not saying we don't talk about women here. We definitely do talk about women. But we're not talking to women. We talk about women. Why? Because it's part of the conversation. If we're going to talk about being productive and this and that and the other, then black men must talk about the issue. It's part of the conversation. It's not the whole conversation. It's part of the conversation. Okay? If you want the message to come from men, support the men. You want this message. You want this message? Stop expecting black men to be poor righteous teachers if you want this message. If the idea that black men receive pennies for this message is perceived as a grift, and here we go with the grift. While you have black men supporting black women's channels to the tune of 100K plus and tens of thousands in super chats delivering the same message, then that's proof that black men themselves are resistant to seeing black men as the face of their own advocacy. There are women in this space who are content creators delivering the same message, and they make real money. I don't see them as the subject of this grift. BLM, the organization, was an obvious grift. Nobody running that organization went to jail. But we on Umar head. That's a contradiction. I challenge anyone accusing anyone of grifting to demonetize your channel. Everyone on any side of the conversation can potentially be accused of grifting when money is on the table. And this is what me and M1 spoke on. Anytime you put money on the table, it is possible that somebody might show up and say what they need to say to get paid. I also challenge anyone demanding to see the real life work from anyone towards progressing black men to show exactly what you're demanding to see from yourself. So if you're asking what content creator is doing this for black men or black boys, show us what you're doing first before you demand to be shown something. Show your hand. I don't pretend to be an activist. I've said it numerous times. I'm not outside going to meet politicians. I'm not standing outside in the protest. I'm not holding up a picket sign. I'm not turning my profile picture black. for any cause. I don't pretend to do any of these things. So if anyone wants to ask, what is Keep It 100 doing to save the community or anyone else? Nothing but what you see right here. And only the men who choose or opt in to listen to me speak, to get the information, or choose to get the information of anybody connected to me or anybody connected to the space will benefit. And hopefully that information will get passed on to other people. I and a few others in this space promote the idea of self-improvement to men, but let's not pretend this trumps culture. Our culture is strongly against productive Black men in strong masculine roles. Success, financial or otherwise, for Black men in Black culture does not guarantee submission, cooperation, or respect for Black men who do not fit into the stereotypical dispositions, demeanors, behaviors, and lifestyles typically celebrated and praised by the culture. The idea that Black men have to pull some cool over the government or be majority population six-figure earners, a requirement that no other demographic in America is filling. Not even white men, is ridiculous and still won't produce the type of submission or cooperation is purported to produce. It's baked into the culture. Just got super chats. I'm gonna shout out to y'all people right now. Thank you for the super chat. Super chats is coming through. Okay. I don't want to read anybody's government name on here. So you guys are going to have to, if you're going to send me a super chat, please put in the memo what name you want me to shout out. Okay. Shout out to D. That's the name I'm going to use, because I don't know if you want me to mention your name. Shout out to D. Says respect. Respect back, bro. Okay. So if we're going to change, oh, I skipped ahead. Let's not pretend this trumps culture. Oh, nah, I was right on point. If we're going to change the space, if we are going to change the space, promoting self-improvement, if we're going to change the space to promoting self-improvement, and I've promoted self-improvement, okay, we know this. We have to stop acting as if the audience is supporting that content. The general manosphere creates self-improvement content that gets support. When I say general manosphere, I mean the white boys or whatever other boys, because the Black manosphere is very distinct in its message. When the general manosphere creates self-improvement content, they get support. When you preach self-improvement to Black men, not only does it not generally get support, but it gets pushed back. Not from other content creators. Not from other content creators, but sometimes by the audience. This is sometimes an audience thing. Okay, when you preach self-improvement to Black men, not only does it not get support, but also pushback. This isn't from creators, it's from the audience. Black men, for some reason, are not open to a message that suggests that they have a self-imposed duty. Understand, self-imposed, not imposed by Keisha, a self-imposed duty to advance or improve themselves outside of the idea that they are doing so for subpar, uncooperative, or worthless Black women. They immediately associate any suggestion to build themselves up as a requirement or a dating strategy for Black female attention. And that's directly connected to how we were raised, our matriarchal conditioning, and the pervasive pro-black male stance, the pervasive pro-black stance that black men's success is owed as a prerequisite to these same black women, whether that stance is being pushed onto black men or the black men themselves, right? Whether it's being pushed on the black men or the black men themselves are stuck in this belief themselves because of the same social conditioning. Black men were groomed into believing that they owe the community, they owe black women. You don't necessarily need anybody to tell you that directly. We grew up believing this, a lot of us. That's why we're here. For the men saying that the Manosphere should create videos about self-improvement, I need to see you making videos about self-improvement. I would imagine the videos made complaining about the lack of self-improvement content in the Manosphere will get more views than the actual self-improvement content. Do the content and prove that the audience wants it. Do the content. If you believe that the content should exist, do it. And see what response you get from the audience. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to people out. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Rael, Paul Game, Carlton, I see you. Dwayne, I see you. Oh, happy holiday, everybody. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. Stuart D, I see you. Self-improvement content does get created here. But, again, so now let's talk about Mr. BGS Ibmore. BGS Ibmore is one of the people that brought me to YouTube. He is featured in numerous streams on this channel from its inception. In many of these discussions, we've agreed or disagreed, and he has always returned to participate. And, this should dispel the idea that there's some type of hierarchy in the Manosphere that cannot be challenged by BGS or anyone else. BGS Ibmore does not require that we march at his command. Okay, the super chats are coming. I appreciate you guys for hitting me with super chat, not super chats, cash apps. Shout out to Toya for the cash app. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to Romello. Oh, you on the boat? You on a boat, nigga? You on a boat? So let's continue, because there's a lot more. One more name to shout out. The Revelator. Shout out to you for the cash app. All right. Over the years, BGS Ibmore has dropped countless jewels and equipped black men with the information for us to use to combat the misinformation regarding black men's history in the United States, in our culture, and in our relationship with black women and so forth. I, for one, have learned a whole fucking lot from this man in the time that he's been on the platform. And I'm sure he isn't sitting on some tropical white sand beach from whatever money he's garnered from YouTube. It is my belief that BGS has good intentions for black men. He ain't making millions off this space. Nobody is. He has an ideology BGS is a man, and men aren't perfect. And let the first person without flaw cast the first stone. That's some Bible shit for y'all. The Keep It 100 channel has been brought to you by The Bitter Truth Show, The Green Gorilla, BGS Sidmore, and Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, Dr. Ron. All right? If not for these men, most of you would not know who the fuck I was. I know these men in a way that you may not. Friends, relatives, brothers, and associates disagree every day, B. And new, I agree with you. I agree with you. So before we judge anyone's associations or associates, let's not pretend that other people's associations or associates are all spectacular human beings. I mean, we all got motherfuckers in our circle that are flawed. We are on a public forum, and I disagreed with my associate on a public forum. If that's not accountability, I don't know what is. There are more levels and more layers to a person than what views we differ on. It's contradictory to the idea of being a free-thinking black man to suggest that we disassociate ourselves with everyone who disagrees with us or demand this from others. I don't choose your friends, and you will not choose mine. Why? Because I'm the same free-thinking man that made or had 4,000 people watch that stream. Respect my decision to disagree with you. I'll respect your decision to disagree with me. The black manosphere is not a haven for niggas dating failures or inability to get pussy. I'm going to say that louder for the niggas in the back. The black manosphere is not a haven for niggas dating failures or inability to get pussy. The dating PUA space exists for this function. Go over there. Maybe they can help you. I also want to make it clear that every black man with a microphone ain't black manosphere. I need content creators whose names are connected to this space and message to say this explicitly. If you genuinely care about the integrity of this message, this space is about advocacy, black men's cultural, social, legal, and systematic issues. If you want to kill an ideology, you have to challenge it with a better one. Killing the man doesn't kill the ideology. If Kevin isn't proof of that, I don't know what is. Black men, we hate niggas that win. We hate niggas that lose. We hate niggas that got money. We hate broke niggas. We hate the niggas with the bitches. We hate incels. We hate ugly niggas. We hate pretty niggas. We hate niggas who speak on women, and we hate niggas who don't. We hate niggas who try to help niggas, and we hate niggas who don't try to help niggas. It's a lot of hate. In this space, if you appear to be winning, you get hate. And if you appear to be losing, then that's used against you too. During the civil rights era, black people did not employ SBE. Black people instituted boycotts and walkouts and sit-ins and similar tactics that hurt the pockets of white people. They demonstrated economic withdrawal and indifference, the same sort of indifference we are suggesting be employed here. So understand, if we're going to talk about indifference, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about why we ought to be indifferent. Rael, I don't 100% disagree with you. Shout out to Rael. I just read your comment. Okay. Make something clear. Saving the community. Bringing women back to the table in all related language is pro-black nationalism. Genetic purity amongst black folks is a pro-black nationalist position. If you're in the black manosphere space seeking that message, you're in the wrong place. I'd like to redirect you to a YouTube community called B1, which means Black First, aka Black Women First, where things are run by a nice young gentleman named Jason Black, who will attend to your wants and needs. It is not a function, obligation, or mission of the black manosphere to do this. This space was founded on the idea we give information to black men for the purposes of autonomy, defending and protecting the public image from all agents seeking to assassinate our collective character and to release black men from their psychological bondage to women and a culture that doesn't want them, respect them, and seeks to use them for their time, effort, and resources. And at the risk of offending certain individuals, which is not my intention, I'll also say that anyone inside or outside of this space that speaks to the contrary of what I just said is either intentionally or unintentionally, respectively, misrepresenting the purpose, mission, and intent of the Black Manosphere message. Differences in ideologies will exist. I want black men on either side of the aisle to understand how a group of self-described progressive and productive black men trolling each other, attacking each other with different ideas looks from the outside. We look like a bunch of niggas fighting over bitches. And I'm sure the Strags get a kick out of that drama. Oh, yeah. We are entertaining the same bitches we're supposed to be indifferent to by going at each other's head. So now here's where I get petty. MOT. Talk about you was looking crazy in Tokyo with your hat backwards, nigga. Me looking like anything in Tokyo is a flex. And if you ever been there, you know the train is how everyone travels, bitch ass nigga. It's a metropolitan city, you fucking farmer. And you don't know whose shoulders I'm rubbing or whether they're cold or not. And you should be the last nigga commenting on someone's appearance. 99-cent store ass reverend ass nigga. This Smokey the Bear ass nigga. See, check this out, MOT. If you were the face of SYSBM, no wonder nobody fucked with it. Nobody want to wear that shit you got on. Be happy. I picked it up and I made it pretty, nigga. SYSBM. Save yourself, black man. I make this shit look good, nigga. You mad? 33,000 subs and your shit averages between 1 to 2,000 views. You're losing, nigga. An old school mad rapping ass nigga. You don't know whether to congratulate a winner or clown a nigga beneath you. You either trying to diss a nigga beneath you or you hating, nigga. You talk shit on niggas because this is the only way niggas will listen to you. What videos do niggas watch where you ain't talking about niggas, nigga? Where the fuck do you shop? Nigga, never comment on my appearance again, motherfucker. Because you need a makeover. And fast. So now, it is fair to say that the Manosphere has people in its audience that simply have women issues. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that's not true. It's fair to say that. It's also fair to say that there are men in this space who actually care about black men. Pause. One could also say, on the other side, there are men who want to have the power discussion. Shout out to AM1. But it's also fair to say that some men on the other side of the aisle simply want us to shut the fuck up about black women's behavior. No group is a monolith. If on our side we got incels, on the other side, you have people really concerned about progression and power gaining, but you got some people that just want niggas to shut up. It's fair to say. No matter how much you want to talk about skills and resources, and that conversation must be had because we need balance. At some point, the conversation must be had about black women dragging black men's collective image and character in the eyes of mainstream media. Both of these things are important. They're two parts of a conversation. You got some content creators that talk about one side, and you got content creators that talk about the other. Two of these talking points can exist. We don't always have to talk about women, and we don't always have to talk about power and resources. You go to the barbershop, niggas talking about who the best rapper, who the best boxer. We talk about a number of things. All of this is black manosphere. All of it. All of it is black manosphere. All of these are concerns of black men. How I know? Numbers don't lie. If when we talk about these things, niggas show up to listen, then they are concerns of black men. I also feel that what AM1 is promoting is relevant. It's relevant. And I think that it's to be heard. It's to be heard. So that's my speech. All of these things are relevant. Make the content that you want to see. There's not just one channel on a television. We have multiple channels. If you don't want to watch sports, you watch the news. If you don't want to watch the news, you watch sitcom. CNN is news all day. All day. Fox, news all day. You got some people that want to watch news all day. If they don't want to watch news all day, they turn the channel and they watch something else. You got people that watch sitcoms all day. The news people can't say, oh, it's too much sitcoms, or vice versa. Just like we have to vote with our feet when it comes to these females, you're going to vote with your feet when it comes to this content. It's the audience. If you put out 10 videos about money, getting money, and 10 videos about, how the newspapers and other things deal with black men and reporting situations that happen with black men, you can't control who consumes what. I could say, right? You talk about tabloids and TMZ and shit like that, which makes a lot of money. World Star makes a lot of money. That's why it exists. And you can put out educational, informative material. And the people who are interested in that will gravitate to that. They will gravitate to it on their own. What I think black men should listen to is not necessarily what they want, right? So then the question is asked, well, are you just giving them what they want? Again, I challenge, because I've given black men self-improvement content. It's the least watched content on my channel. Is that an indictment against us or the audience? AM1 and the rest of these guys, right? Create the shit you want to see, right? Create it. I'll promote it. I'll share it. I'll support anything that, seeks to be information that we need. Don't just say black men need skills and resources. No, go into depth about what this is. I'll promote it. We got to have adult discussions, adult conversations. The trolling shit got to stop. I hope it stops. I'm not trolling nobody. I ain't going to shoot at nobody unless they shoot at me first. I'm for having intellectual discourse. And I'm open-minded to anything that makes sense. And one has agreed to, do one of these streams with me. So we're going to have a conversation. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. And we'll have that conversation. And, because I visited his channel. So he's going to visit mine. Right? We have adult conversations. I'm not going to shoot at the man. Hopefully he doesn't shoot at me. He didn't shoot at me when I was on his channel. So I don't expect him to shoot at me. I expect to have a good faith discussion, though. But you can't make the audience do shit. Now, Black Manosphere 1.0 revival. Now that we've established what the Manosphere was built for and intended to do, for anybody that's not getting it confused or whatever, that's what this here was built on. I don't care who came later to say, let's do this. You turned the ship in the wrong direction. You turned the ship in the wrong direction. We're not here to save shit. We're not here to get niggas pussy. None of that. That's not what we're here for. So, again, if you're pushing this ship in that direction, then you're misrepresenting this space. Whether it be intentionally or unintentionally. Another thing I want to say, speaking for black men, whether you want to call it shaming, blaming, and explaining, or advocacy, or whatever you want to call it, understand, if we're going to say someone's grifting, understand there's no money here. There's no money here. You don't make money advocating for black men against anyone, against white supremacy, against black women. Anytime you take a stance for black women, you're already at a loss. Nobody wants to hear this shit. This is not the shit that people support. This is not the shit that people support. The grift is in pandering to women. Men are not the consumers. Women are the consumers. Women will flush you with bread. So if, for any would-be grifters, go the way of Derek Jackson. Go the way of Ace Metaphor. That's where the money is. That's where the money is. You can't name black male content creators in the black manosphere over 100,000 subs. Name them. As grifters, we would have to be the worst grifters in the world. We would have to be the worst grifters in the world to be trying to, use the pain of black. There's no money here. You better off going somewhere talking about queen, goddess. Those are the words that get you paid. When we're talking about what we talk about here on YouTube, in this space here, this shit gets you blocked, canceled, shadow banned, all of the above. This message is as ineffective for a grift as a wet match. There's no money here. Not for men. Ask the women. The women make the money. The women make the money. Talking to men. The men make the money talking to women. That's the grift. I just want people to understand. So, no, shaming, blaming, and explaining to Black women is not effective. I personally don't know anybody who's connected to me that does this. I can't say that it's not done. But then the question is, are the people doing it part of the Black manosphere? Fresh and Fit is not Black manosphere. Fresh and Fit does not aim to change women, though. What they do is they roast bitches. That's what they do. I've had women on my channel and we've had the conversations. And like Ramil says, you know, we have fun with the shit. We have fun with the shit. It's entertaining to us. That's what Kevin made money off of. Kevin made money for 2 years roasting bitches on his channel. Roasting bitches on his channel. Niggas tuned in to watch bitches get roasted every night. I've had women on my channel. We've had conversations. My aim has never been to change bitches. You don't believe me? You can ask Masante Bay. He'll tell you. I ain't got pussy problems, niggas. And I ain't got money problems neither. Let me put that out there. So I don't have to grift, nor am I in this space to, you know, like and one says, trauma bond with the guys here over, we ain't getting no pussy. Just understand, the Black manosphere is not here for pussy woes. It's not here for that. We're not here for the incels. If you're an incel, listen, brother. Again, I said it on the last stream. Dating coaches are necessary. Some of them are grifters, but we can't help that. We can't help that. Some of them guys are grifters. Them dudes got whole packages where niggas pay them. I don't know anyone in the Black manosphere who flat out says, hey, in order to watch this shit, you got to pay me. And what's wrong with niggas making money? I thought this was about niggas getting money. We have a real issue with if a nigga get a penny, oh, you stealing, oh, you a thief. No smoke for the niggas who cater to women. No smoke. Or even the women who cater to us. No smoke. No smoke. It's the same message. So at any rate, what am I? Hour and 10 in. We ain't gonna be here all night. But that is the purpose of the Black manosphere. You know, the SBE movement does have a place as far as what they're saying. They're saying be indifferent. Be indifferent. Walk away. Vote with your feet. Nobody punishes their child by giving them more cookies. Nobody punishes their child by giving them more toys. If that's what you're doing, it's going to work. Let me shout out some more Cash App people. Shout out to Mahim for that Cash App. And shout out to New. I appreciate you, New. You don't enable bad behavior. You don't reward bad behavior. You don't reward bad behavior. Who tries to reason with their child? Who does this? I don't reason with children while giving them all the things that one would give them for good behavior. You got to pull away everything that's connected to the presence of the progressive, productive black man. Got to pull that away. That's the only way to do it. You walk away from the negotiating table. What they do, they go on strike, right? Ain't that how it's done? Go on strike. In order to understand that this has to happen, you have to inform people. People have to know why they're striking. People have to know why they're walking away. Now, just like I said, there are guys here who are dealing with some of these issues. Just understand, I ain't got none of these problems, but I'm here. There's a good number of men here who are productive, who are progressive, and who do not have women problems. Not everybody here is suffering in the manner people may think that they are. So this idea that the manosphere is all socially awkward, broke, dusty niggas who don't know how to talk to bitches, I, for one, will tell you that I do not fit this category. And I know guys in this space that do not fit this category. Now, AM1 is correct. Go out into the real world and do shit. For those who are not out in the real world doing shit, go out into the real world and do shit. I've said it before. Go out in the real world and talk to women. If your appearance needs improving, improve it. If your money funny, get more money. Wherever you lacking, fix that shit. Because it looks crazy if you got motherfuckers who are complaining of this or that. And then we can look at them and quickly we know what the problem is. Go out and fix it. What I do applaud these gentlemen for, and I'm talking about the SBE movement, is now we're having a conversation. So shout out to AM1, shout out to Super Sly, shout out to Ramil, shout out to Ty City. Anybody connected to that message? Right now, we're having this conversation. So AM1, I thank you for that. What he's saying, and I see a lot of you guys are calling him a troll. I haven't been in enough conversations and around to label him such. But what I'm going to say is the man is not 100% incorrect. He's not all wrong. He's not 100% wrong. He has a point. These are conversations that need to be had. There needs to be more balance in these discussions. But I will also say that create the content you want to see. We should all be doing that. Not only just create it, but watch the shit. If I make a video about improving your credit, watch the shit. The guys who follow me, they remember that video, creating 2 videos, creating high value. I told black men how to improve their credit. I told black men save up at least $10,000 emergency money. Dropped a lot of jewels. Dropped a lot of jewels in there. If you got too many struggles, I'm not speaking for you. That's not what I'm here for. Charles Faulkner, woo! What's going on, baby? But that's not what I'm here for. That's not what any of us are here for. The name of the game is save yourself. I'm not here to save you. The white man ain't going to save you. The Republicans ain't going to save you. The Democrats ain't going to save you. I ain't going to save you. The Green Gorilla ain't going to save you. M1 ain't going to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. Well, if only the government does this and this. Save yourself. Well, if they took the resources from the black women, save yourself, nigga. SYS, you know the rest. SYS, you know the rest. Save yourself, nigga. Save yourself, fool. It can't be one way. Whatever nigga Marlo said, you wanted to be one way. You wanted to be one way. No, it's both ways. It can't be one way. We do got an issue with our black women shitting on our name, but it can't be all we talk about. It cannot be all we talk about. We have to have diverse discussions. It has to be balanced. Should we ignore that? No. It's both ways. It's all inclusive. These are all the things that are affecting us. So let me say this. If you do not have $10,000 emergency money, put it together. If your credit score is low, get that bitch up. AM1 says he learned a lot on YouTube. Listen, if I don't make the content, you can type in how to repair my credit in YouTube and you will find a video where someone will tell you how to do that. If AM1 can learn his skills on YouTube, so can you. So can you. there are books. There are comic books and there are encyclopedias. They both exist. Which one gets read the most is about the audience. Okay? It's about the audience. AM1, and my man's AM1 says, cyclical discussions about women for years and years is definitely putting women before one best interest. Understand this, AM1, and I agree with you, but just understand this. Cyclical discussions about cyclical discussions are also cyclical. At some point, we have to do the thing that we want done. And this conversation has been going on longer than I was aware of. I'm looking at videos from months or years ago about guys talking about what we're talking about. The Manosphere needs to talk about this. The Manosphere needs to talk about that. Talk about it. Tip the scale the other way. You are Manosphere, whether you realize it or not. SBE is Manosphere. SBE movement, I should say, is Manosphere. We're going to talk about all these things, but it's not productive to continue talking about what we're talking about. That's a cyclical discussion. To continue making videos about our videos. That's not progress. That gets us nowhere. And especially not I know I call myself petty. But when I'm having these discussions with these men, I want to speak intelligently. I want to speak respectfully and intellectually. I understand where you're coming from, A1. Trust me, I do. Trust me, I do. I want you to understand that I understand you in a way that you might not realize. But what I'm saying is, it's not productive to do it in this fashion. As I said to you before, disassociating yourself from people with ideologies that are different from yours doesn't create progress. It doesn't. The conversation must be had, which is why I'm willing to talk to you on your channel. And, you already said that you're willing to come here. Intelligent minds is what moves shit. Anybody with common sense will listen and hear and adhere. But the throwing darts back and forth, then it is not a good look. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying that's not a good look. So that's all I want to say on that. But at the end of the day, moving forward, Manosphere 1.0. You guys heard what I said at the beginning of this video. Manosphere 1.0. We are not pro-black nationalists. We are not community. We ain't none of that shit. The guys who do these podcasts where they sit across from women telling them this, that, and the third, just understand, I ain't talking about Fresh and Fit. I'm talking about the various other podcasts that you see. I'm talking about Tonight's Conversation. I'm talking about all that shit. That shit ain't got shit to do with us. Has nothing to do with us. Manosphere 1.0 revival. I don't give a fuck who came in 2.0 with a plan to do anything negotiating. I don't give a fuck about that. That shit is done. It's done. Clip my video. Make videos. That shit is done. Negotiations are done. Let everybody see and watch this video. Negotiations are done. They're done. They're finished. They're done. Get the fuck out of here. If you want to negotiate, Ramil already said it. We'll laugh at your failure. We'll laugh at you. I don't attack men. I attack ideologies. I agree with anything that's real. Put your hands on the edge of the table and push, nigga. Push your seat back. Stand up. Walk the fuck away. It's done. It's done. Now, for everybody who associates me with the Black Manosphere, just understand this is what I'm saying. Oh, AM1, we could definitely talk directly. AM1, don't take nothing I'm saying as a shot. I'm not shooting at you. It's not my intention. Don't take it that way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, negotiations are finished. Anybody who wants to continue negotiations, do not wave the Manosphere flag as if what you're doing is representative of what we're here to do. Me and AM1 are good. I want to say that out loud on the mic. That man ain't, you know, again, we're not all going to agree on everything. It don't mean we got to shoot at each other. It's a bad look. AM1, like you said, optics, right? Optics. Optics. We'll have a bunch of strags on the side. Look at them niggas fighting over us. Hey, black girl magic. It's a bad look. Cease fire, please. Cease fire. Cease fire. Let's have intelligent conversations. Tice was good, bro. Tice was good. And that's why I repeat. I ain't got no issues with any of the names mentioned. Y'all know me. Y'all know I shoot if necessary, but in this conversation, I don't got issues with none of the names mentioned because none of them have shown me any disrespect. But I notice a lot of people like to use the term as men. So as men, let's have this conversation without shooting at each other. Ceasefire. Whoever you got a difference with, just let it go. On either side, just let it go. Hopefully they don't make no more videos about you mentioning your name. Just ignore them. It's a bad look, bad optics. To quote AM1, bad optics. But anybody who is trying to save the community or black women, you're on your own. Yeah, Gabe, I did shoot back at him. He shot me first. And he's been shooting. And for people who are new to my channel, that man been shooting at me. Shout out to Tice for the cash out. My nigga Sir Tice. Yeah, I shoot back if you shoot at me. And by no means am I saying if somebody shoots at you, don't shoot back. But shoot them back. Don't shoot the space. If a nigga shoot at you, say his name in your response. Don't tie him to us. Shoot that nigga. Don't shoot the block up. Don't go to the Black Manosphere street shooting the block up. Shoot that nigga. If anybody call your name, go at him. I wouldn't tell you to do any different. That's what I do. Romello, I appreciate you. Another Cash App. Shoot that nigga. Listen, me and MOT agree on more than we disagree. But he liked to talk shit, so I'm going to talk shit back. Talk about me in Japan and my hat backwards. Nigga, I've been to Japan 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit is hip-hop over there. I'm wearing my hat backwards. These motherfuckers is in baggy, ripped up jeans. Talking about I look crazy, nigga. No, nigga, if you went to Japan, you'd look crazy. Nah, he shot at me. I shot him back. He did a response video to my video. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Niggas talk shit. Send him the message. Niggas talk shit. He might be talking shit on some cool shit. It's all good with me. I'm going to talk shit back. I'm a shit talker, nigga. This Brooklyn is how we do, baby. But separate yourself from the space if you want to save the bitches, because that's not what we do. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. At any rate, I think I got my point across. And one, I'm not going to have you up because I want to talk to you on a separate date. I want to talk to you on a different video. Right? I'm going to have my man Rob up here. Well, Rob probably can't come up here. Shit. Rob, can you come up? If not, I'm going to shut this shit down. RS. Ray S. What did you do? He ain't do nothing to me, nigga. Ain't nobody do nothing to me, man. Nobody shooting at Marcus, man. Marcus trying to be the peacemaker out this motherfucker, or at least the rational go-between. That's what I'm trying to do. But we are in revival. Revival. We don't negotiate. There'll be no negotiations. That's it. It's over. Now. Oh, we got Gigi in the building. Gigi, I need you. I just want to put out there that you know, like these ideas, man. Not what we're here for. It was something else I wanted to say, but I fucking forgot. But we ain't here to negotiate. It's not what we're here for. Hold on, I gotta get Gigi the link. Gigi said he wanted to jump on here and talk to me. Oh shit, did I miss this shit? And my computer's running a lot better now. I got rid of a lot of shit that was on this motherfucker. So let's see here. Give me 1 second. Work. Bear with me, people. Let me go into the app. G, let me know if you want to come. He probably already said he want to come up here. I can't see you. Try to log into this shit again. I gotcha. All right, here I go. Aaron Peters was good. Janadrian, I see you. Soul Provider, shout out to Reyes. Shout out to everybody in the building. I'm about to bring in the Green Gorilla if he is available to jump in here. AM1, I am saving you for another date. I think that, we're going to have a good discussion. Let's see here. The last week was very interesting. Extremely interesting. But we got to turn this shit back in the direction that it was already headed. Now, whether the conversations had on this motherfucker will change laws or not, I don't know about none of that shit. Again, I am also in agreement that in order to do those things, boots on the ground, absolutely. Again, I don't pretend that anything that I've said on here is going to move the needle in any particular sort of way. I'm talking to how black men should respond to certain things. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell black men how to deal with certain issues, whether it be with our women or anything else. Or anything else. So the conversation must be had about how we grew up, our conditioning. I talk to younger black dudes. A lot of these black dudes don't give a fuck about saving shit. But it's not so long ago, I was talking to a kid and I said the word alimony. And he said, alimony, what's that? I said, you don't know what alimony is? And I had to explain to him what alimony was. If you think that we're not necessary, I disagree with you. I had to explain to him, what alimony, he never heard. You would think that these kids would know all of this stuff.
Yeah, but the problem is that every generation has to learn by experience instead of actually having to learn through people who are older and more mature and experienced, giving them the insight, and then like being able to observe what other people went wrong, so that okay, I can avoid that. This is how I do it.
Right.
A lot of guys, they talk about being bridge builders and helping and being productive and being insightful and having the answers. But in terms of being able to give, young guys game on what to do and what not to do, we obviously are failing.
If we tell black men, if we only tell black men to be progressive and productive, and we leave out
the how,
not just the how, and the how is important. Thank you for saying that. And the how. Let's say we tell them to be productive and to be progressive, and we tell them how to do so. Let's say we tell them that, and we leave out the conversation about women. You know what we'll get? A bunch of niggas getting the fruits of their labor taken from them by these bitches.
Yeah, so like one of the things I said a long time ago, the first thing I said a very long time ago is that I'm not, your dating coach. Like if you got problems with your ladies, I feel bad for you, son, but I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Like
right.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that from the beginning. And the second thing I said a long time ago, go back and check the archives. I said, it really doesn't matter what type of man you are. I like Kevin Samuels, insofar as he was able to give insight as to what women were actually yearning for, what they desired in a man, which is basically a fucking ATM machine.
Right.
A man with a certain amount of status, but not because they really actually wanted to build a legacy with that man. They just wanted to be able to go shopping and, have the shit, that they considered, people who were wealthy in this country to have. They didn't want to build from the ground up or the floor up with somebody. They just wanted to be able to go on shopping sprees and shit. And, that's exploitation. I said
Right.
a long time ago, it doesn't matter if you make all this bread and you're a high value man, so on and so on, et cetera, et cetera. If the laws are not set up in such a way, or if you're not aware of the laws and how to exploit them to your advantage, then you're
Right.
still gonna get fucking cut in the game. I talked about Emmitt Smith. Like, how many men in this space are actually as alpha as Emmitt Smith, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Jeff Bezos, Luther Campbell? I mean, the list goes on. So, I mean, look, most men, it doesn't even matter if you're this wealthy, super cool, handsome, attractive stud of a nigga. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right.
If the system is set up in such a way that you can be extorted, you will be if you engage in, institutions that make you vulnerable. And yes, you are vulnerable if you are a wealthy ass man. It happened to Jeff Bezos. It can happen to anybody. Okay? It happened to Michael Jordan. It can happen to anybody. You can go through a divorce. And there's no fault related to it. So I'm just saying, I talk about advocacy and justice related issues. That's what I do. Now, I mean, men can feel free to do whatever it is they want to do. And like I said, I heard some of your stream. I didn't get the notification for it, which is crazy, but I didn't get the notification for it. But one thing you could do, and this is my opinion of SBE, just in short, you got to be consistent if you're SBE. You can't say that it's wrong to shame and blame and explain the chicks to try to draw them back to the table, but simultaneously try to do the same shit to Negroes that you don't like the content or you don't like their ideas. It's like, if you don't like their ideas, vote with your feet, man. Vote with your thumbs or your whatever finger you click with, your mouse button and shit. Just like, don't listen to it. We all have the ability to vote with our fingers. There's a back button on every computer. There's a link button, for YouTube, Wikipedia, news, popular web, all kinds of sites and shit you can plug into. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. Problem solved. It's just that simple. So, but I think, a lot of guys have this, like, they want to have this unifying mission or something like that. Like, and I don't have a problem with people, being critical. I mean, people are going to be critical.
Of
But it's
course.
when the criticality moves, or, it starts to get to ad hominems, and then it starts to center around disrespect. That's the bullshit that we could do without, But I think, and this is just my opinion about this, a lot of guys are butthurt because they're pocket watching and they see motherfuckers make a little cash in the space. And so they, they get a little bit jealous or whatever, and they say, well, the shit that motherfucker's talking about is not worthy of actually collecting money or revenue or whatever the case may be. And so therefore, fuck that nigga, roll with me. And that just doesn't work, because it just doesn't work, man. You can look at the results of that kind of behavior, and you can see that over time, it just doesn't work. You might get a hit here and there trying to disparage or talk, negatively about or malign somebody else's character. But you got to do your own shit, man. Like you said before, and I did hear when you said this: be the content creator you want to see. I heard you say something to that effect.
Mm.
Create the content you want seen. It's just that simple. It doesn't take a great deal of understanding and insight to see that shit. Create the content you want to see. It's just that simple. If you don't like the content somebody else creates, don't watch it, don't listen to it, don't consume it.
So bigger than that, I just if we tell black men how to attain this status, it's a disservice to black men who are constantly targeted to not include the information on how to navigate the world once they achieve that. Once you achieve this status, you get the resources, you get the skills. People will seek to use you. People will seek to take these things away from you. Black men are a huge target, especially black men of means. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
No,
So
I agree very much so that like there's a natural, you know how like there's a natural position in which certain solids settle at, or like liquids or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a natural position. Like oil, is probably going to be on top of water, some shit like that, because it's lighter or something like that, right?
right,
Um, People want to see black men fail because that's the natural position that has been reserved for black men in this country. You're at the bottom. So they're going to try to put you in that position. And,
so right,
whatever you do, there are going to be people to try to bring you back to that natural position, including other men who are black, women who are black, women who are white, men who are white, men who are Latino, whatever the case may be, unless they, are politically intelligent themselves and, they're worried about themselves. The only thing that fucks me up is this. If it's about self-improvement, I always thought that like it was about competing with yourself as opposed to competing with other people around you. Like if self-mastery and self-improvement is what the goal is, then you have to outdo you.
right.
You got to be better than yourself instead of trying to be better than others. And I'm not the type of individual, man. I do get ignorant, I'm a human being, man. I have flaws just like everybody else. I get ignorant and talk shit just like everybody else, bro. But like I said in a long time ago, and I'm not trying to disparage anybody at all. The only thing I'm saying is, man, content creation, this shit is work.
Yeah, it definitely is. And
Like, I
and
mean,
and, and
you
on
do,
both sides, we know that.
I do video editing, on Final Cut Pro. And, I'm just now starting to do pre-recorded videos and things of that nature. And I can tell you for an 8-minute video, it might take 8 hours to do the editing. That's work. Like anybody would tell you, that is work. And so if you get remunerated for it, what's the problem with it? I don't see the issue with it. Like nobody's twisting anybody's arm. Now I can understand if like somebody lies or is engaged in deceit or something of that nature, then you could begin to say like it's like a strong grift. But are there people in the space who don't really actually believe what they're talking about just to get revenue or get money? Yeah, I think that there may be. But I do
Right,
think that more than anything else, it's probably the women in the space who are pulling the Derek Jackson more so than it is the men.
right,
That's just my, now if I was a dude who didn't have any morals or values and shit, and I wasn't willing to stick to my principles and I wanted to get some cash, like you said, I'll be motherfucking ace metaphoring it like a motherfucker.
right.
I'll be Derek Jackson it. Look, I'm not a bad looking guy. You know what I look like in real life. I'm not like a booger wolf and shit. No, you know what I'm saying? Like I could put on a tight ass shirt, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Do some pull-ups, some push-ups, and some dips and shit. Come right on camera, make sure the waves spinning, the line crispy, and start talking some flowery game shit to bitches and get some pay and get some paper.
Right.
Be the easiest thing in the world to do.
I could easily do that. Easy. You know how easy that shit is, bro? But
But
no, go ahead. I want you to finish your point. Go ahead.
no, but I just think the self-criticality of the men in this space, it like, it could get more intense than it needs to be. And the reason I say that is because we're acting like, damn, we act like we don't have lives outside of the context of the fucking internet, dude, or social media. Like I'm like, dudes need to unplug from this shit for a while. Go fuck with your real homies, man. Go kick it with your guys, man. Fuck this space. Every now and then you gotta unplug from it.
Right.
Go kick it with some real life motherfuckers, man. Because I guarantee you, they're not going to allow you to get all caught and hung up in virtual fucking reality. Not my partners. I'm just saying. You know, like
good.
No, I'm just like, what's the use of getting like your blood pressure boiling over some shit like, you know, like the internet, bro? Like with other guys in the space. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I've never gotten, you know, heated and gotten into some shouting matches or anything of that. And I have, okay. But at the end of the day, shit, I unplug from this shit and I go about my regular day-to-day business, man. And it's important for guys to be able to do that. And I don't see, like, I see too much intensity related to this. And I'm wondering, like, why? I just don't understand, like, what's the mindset about, like, feeling like it's time to go in on this shit. Now, I'm going to do my work here. I'm going to do what I do here for my 2 hours or whatever, my hour or whatever, like I do in the background, you know, in the back of the house in order to, you know, to prepare pre-recorders or whatever. And then I'm off doing some other shit.
Do me a favor, G. You're a Manosphere channel. Say on this video what you're here to do. What is the purpose of your message?
I'm just here to work on, you know, issues related to justice for black men and boys, man. And sometimes I miss the mark. Sometimes I hit the mark, whatever the case may be. But I'm not here to, you know, give you game on chicks and, you know, like, but I do think that a part of justice is being critical of some of the shit that black women are doing. Right. Now, I'm not saying that I'm like trying to adjust or change their behavior or get them to come back holistically, to come back to a table, or we can negotiate terms and all of this. I just think it's past that anyway. It's beyond that.
Right.
There's no calling individual women, like, you know, like I see videos, like even like to me, Kevin Samuel was on I don't know, like to me it was just like a dog chasing his tail. Like, why I said this a long time ago. Why is there a need to talk to individual women to convince them of anything? It doesn't matter because the system still works to their advantage.
I don't know if that was his purpose. But go ahead. No, I said, I don't know if that was his purpose, but go ahead.
No, but I get it. But okay, so here's my thinking. He did say to some degree that he was responsible for coupling together black men and women. He said that on numerous occasions, you know.
Of course.
And you know, one of the things he did in justification of himself and the kind of content he created was to say that he was able to draw black men and women together and create productive unions. Now, like, my viewpoint on it is productive how long and under what terms? Because if the marital laws and the family court system isn't adjusted, then like 10 years down the line, that woman could be like, fuck you, pay me.
Right. And that's
like what happened to Tyrese, like what happened to Luther Campbell, like what happens to countless men. Okay. So at the end of the day, you know, like, I just don't want men to be brought into the slaughterhouse, fattened up, to be cut up and carved up,
right,
and made into fucking ribs and shit.
I've said as much about Kevin Samuels here on my channel. I said the one thing he left out, because he said out loud, he's not red pill. He said it out loud. He said, I'm not red pill. Right. So, I mean, understand this, right? You can have a mission and have byproducts of said mission that were not your original intent. Meaning, Kevin Samuels might take credit because some, individual women latched onto his message and had success. It stands, it's open to interpretation whether that was his mission or not. Because in several videos, he also said that, he's talking to me. He's like, see, this is what they talking about, yada, yada, yada. Now, You know, whether you're talking about talking to men and showing them, you know, the behavior of the women to put them on point or to make them aware, whether you're doing that or whether you're talking to men about, you know, self-improvement, this, that, and the other. You hope that some percentage of your audience actually goes out and you know, does the things that you're saying they should do, or they take what you're putting out there and make moves with that information.
Well, there's a
Again,
certain look. You have to have a certain amount of wisdom related to trying to help other people improve themselves. The first thing you got to do is, you got to let go, because it's one thing for certain. I know, like they say, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You understand what I'm saying?
uh,
That's why they call it self improvement, because you have to be willing to do the work to
right,
improve yourself.
self-imposed duty. There shouldn't no woman make you do it. Shouldn't one of us make you do it? But at the end of the day, if you choose that you want to improve yourself and you go out and do that, understand that you still need, black men especially still need information on how to navigate as a progressive and productive black man. And that's what we're here to do. And part of that, like it or not, is how to deal with black women, because you're a black man. You're going to encounter black women.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you got to be able to deal with a lot of different people in a lot of different contexts.
Right.
So
And those
uh,
conversations need to be had also. So, I mean, you know, we talk about this stuff. We talk not just about black women, but, you know, also, I get into discussions with guys about, you know, politics and things of that nature. Me and you have done this to death. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, not just with each other, but with other people. When you make your videos ain't all about black women. See, the thing is, if you're going to indict certain content creators on what kind of content they make, you have to listen to a video. There was a lot of women that hated Kevin Samuels and never watched none of his shit. It would make sense that if you're going to critique a message, you have to first hear the message, as opposed to saying, I don't rock with him because he rocks with him and they rock with each other. So they must all be saying the same thing. Right.
yeah,
At the
well,
end of the day.
that's the one thing. Look, I saw the video, and look, shout out to M1 and the brother Ty City and the other guy Sly, whatever the case may be. I don't have any
Right.
beef with these guys. I don't
Nah.
even know them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't spoken to them, so I don't have anything against them at all. Like, and one thing I know is that, look, I'm not going to be in 100% agreement with anybody, from my own family to you. We've had disagreements. It hasn't stopped
Right.
us from being able to converse
No.
or to have dialogue or to be cool. Like, the first thing I did when I had a disagreement with you on Facebook a long fucking time ago. I don't know how long it was,
It's been some
but
years.
like me, I felt like it was taking too long for me to be in discourse with you or dialogue through chatting. So I said,
Right.
let me talk to this guy, because you knew some people mutually with me. So I said, let me go ahead and reach out to this guy and have a conversation, as opposed to going back and forward with chatting, because sometimes things can be lost in translations, in terms of chatting. Okay, so I reached out. Like, that was just something I did, because I didn't want to leave, like, the conversation on some bullshit note, because that's just the type of guy I am.
I
To
mean,
not,
it wasn't that crazy though.
no, it wasn't crazy at all. But I still wanted to get my point across. But I
Right.
wanted to get it across in such a way as to where it wasn't like disrespectful. But the whole point is, I don't have an issue with being in disagreement with anybody. But I think that, sometimes we put too much into what we want other people to see about what we know and all of this. And, like, we require, like, fealty. Like, fuck that, man. I can't stop requiring fealty and total loyalty from people in the space, bro. Or any other parts or areas of your life. You're not going to get it. You're going to constantly be in a state of, irritation. You're gonna be irritated all the time. It just comes with, like having the mindset, like, okay, if that motherfucker want to run his head up against the wall and bang it until his fucking head busts, go ahead. If that's what he wants to do. Because, I mean, most people learn through experience anyway. You can't tell them shit. So if that's the case.
Right. It's like I said, trying to convince or save bitches. You can't save all the bitches. You can't save all the niggas that want to save bitches.
You can't save all the niggas. You can't save all the niggas that want to save themselves.
Or who don't. You can't save all the niggas who don't want to save themselves.
I'm taking the worst case example. I'm taking the maximum. I'm taking the maximum of the minimum. Or, I'm using the maxi-min strategy. I'm saying, even if you got a guy who really actually wants to learn from you, that's like a motherfucker. Let's say, for example, somebody trying to, get a slot on an NBA team. 15 slots on the roster. Everybody ain't gonna make it. It's 100 niggas trying out. Motherfuckers trying their heart out. Motherfuckers, blood, sweating, and tearing it, working their asses off. Everybody can't make it. I'm just saying there's gonna be people who, due to unfortunate circumstances, a lack of initiative, just bad circumstances, bad luck, whatever, they're not gonna get through the grid.
Right.
So at the end of the day, man, like feel fortunate and blessed. That's why I say, man, a lot of guys don't feel blessed. They feel like entitled, like to the point where they're ready to disparage people less fortunate than them. Like, I don't know very many philosophical or spiritual traditions where it's laudable to denounce, to deride, to stigmatize, and to make fun of people less fortunate than you are. I just don't know of those traditions. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, look, I don't know everything, man. I just want men in this space to actually do well, and not to just do well, but to be well. Because you can have money and shit like that and still not be doing well in terms of your psyche, your emotional state, your physical, your physical being. You still can be fucked up, even though your money right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I know it's a lot of black men had a lot of bread, man, and, fucked it all up, like, or fame or whatever the case may be. You see this shit a lot with young black men. I'm gonna do a video soon about that, like young black men getting caught up, killing each other and shit. And the image is that is what, like the average black male's life is like. And it's really not, to be perfectly honest. Like the average black male's life is pretty mundane, man. We go to work. We actually are productive. The most of us, it's like some regular shit, but like the sensationalism associated with rap music and all of this, man, and white boys and their promotion of it and their vicarious voyeurism with it, But all I can say is, bro, I told you a long time ago, man, you can have whatever mindset you want. I still fuck with you. There's no cult amongst any of us. I definitely am not like a person who's in a cult with BGS or anybody else for that matter. Like, I'm a fucking independent man, dude. I do what the fuck I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So in terms of, respect for BGS, yeah, I got respect for him, but like, do I have like this doctrinal fidelity to anything, he says or anybody else says for that matter? No. So I don't understand like why so many people are like enamored and kind of like, brought to this level of feeling about this guy. Like, why? You don't like the motherfucker, don't listen to his shit. It's just that simple, bro. I'm like, I told motherfuckers I'm not in Ibmore. I'm not in SYSBM. I ain't MGTOW. I'm not Red Pill. I'm who the fuck I am. I'm a goddamn individual when it comes to this space. Now, in real life, I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi. It is what it is. I'm a member of the Masons. Where guys actually, when you start talking about proof and shit like that, we can build, we can put executive summaries out there and talk about the initiatives of how much money we spent last year. How many turkeys we gave out, or how many toys we gave out. We can show you a ledger of that shit. Just, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys, man, in different walks of life. Some rich, some, just at the mid-level, some, not doing as well. But, we don't hold that against them, as long as they have fidelity to the principles, man, of the organization to which we belong. And if we can do something to put them up, we put them up. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down, man. But at the end of the day, bro, I got respect for you. I like your channel. You know what I'm saying? I've been rocking with you, niggas. I've been supporting. I've been trying to encourage you to get on YouTube a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I've been encouraging you to get on YouTube because I believe black men should not need permission. They don't need permission to speak. They should be able to say whatever the fuck it is they want to say, whether you like it, whether, Dr. Tia John likes it, whether Ronald Neal likes it, whether Angry Man likes it, whether MOT likes it, whether, AM1 likes it. If I don't like it, he still should be able to say it. Like whether Edward Anderson says it, motherfuckers don't like it. Whoever says whatever they say, they have a right to say it. As long as it's not a damaging thing to, like it's, meant to hurt, intentional harm. But Jonan, though, like I don't have a problem with Jonan, though. I saw some Jonan shit. You showed me some Jonan shit. That, hey man, you know what I'm saying? That shit was just hilarious, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up, man, at the lunch table and at the breakfast table, Jonan, man, for 30 minutes before school or like during lunch. So, motherfucker, Joan on you. It is what it is. But it's space for everybody, man. That's all I can say. It's space in the space for everybody to do their thing without it, being necessary to tear motherfuckers down. I just don't understand why it's necessary to, try to tear a motherfucker down. But I mean, I guess it's healthy every now and then to, shake motherfuckers up and, make the thin, skin thicker or whatever. But some of the shit y'all be saying, man, it's some harmful shit, boy. Some harmful ass, hateful shit, boy, going on out here, man. A lot of hurt feelings and shit.
I just feel like all these conversations are necessary now to the extent that one conversation is had more than the other. Again, that's really about what the audience wants to hear, right? Versus what they don't want to hear. And I feel like the audience should be open to listening to a well-rounded 360-degree conversation about what black men are dealing with. And they do. They listen to me. They listen to you. They listen to Doc Hassan, right? Understand that, again.
They listen to everybody, though. They listen to everybody in the space. We're not the only people in the space. There's different. They listen to Ramil. They listen to fucking MOT. They listen to a whole wide swath of persons, and they have a right. And they have a right to do it. They have a right to listen to whoever they want to. And guess what else they have a right to do if they desire? They have a right to fucking donate if they want to. They have a right to hit the Cash App up if they fucking desire.
Right, understand that because I
want to make this clear though. I want to get this clear because I'm gonna do it.
You go first, then, nigga, because you kind of jumped on me. But go ahead, man. Go ahead and finish the point. I'm listening.
No, you go ahead, man. It's your show.
No. You finish. I want you to. I'm not gonna forget what I'm gonna say. Go ahead. You don't want to forget this point.
This is what I feel like when you motherfuckers say grifting. This is what I think. 3-car Molly on the street. You got 6 motherfuckers out there playing 3-car Molly, but you only see one nigga playing the game, right? You only see one nigga. Like all these six of these motherfuckers playing this one game, but to you think it's just one motherfucker. You see one motherfucker play, he won. He put $20, $30 in his pocket. He walks off, but he's part of the game. So now your sucker ass is gonna sit there and play the game, and then you lose your rent or some shit like that. $200-$300 or more, fucking around trying to beat the house with this slick motherfucker swindling you out of your cash. That's not happening, man, with a motherfucker on YouTube. You're not twisting. Like, I'm not offering anybody salvation for their soul. Like, I can't get you into heaven. You understand what I mean? I'm not offering you a job. I'm not offering you a grade. Motherfuckers don't have to give you a thing. It's voluntary. I mean, the last time I checked, anybody, man, who hit the Cash App up, man, did that shit of their own free will and volition. Because the last thing a motherfucker likes to do is to go into their pocketbook or their wallet or their bank account and give another motherfucker some cash for some worthless, valueless shit. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. But I mean, but we do that every day. A lot of niggas do dig into their pocket and give valueless shit, the money to valueless shit that they were been told is valuable. I wanna start wrapping this up because we 2 hours in and this ain't gonna be no 5 hour joint. But I just wanna, challenge anyone. Again, I'm not against any conversation about building power, building skills, and building resources. I'm not against that. I'm not against the content being made. I've said it earlier. I would share the content. We can have a conversation about skills and resources all day. Not just skills and resources, but anything else that Black men are dealing with, whether it be the police, whether it be the government, whether it be WS, right?
But then, my question is,
let me continue. My thing is that this idea that this conversation about what we're dealing with, what we're facing. I mean, you look at your Jonathan Majors, you look at any example of a Black man in the media or in the public eye, and what they're dealing with women, or even your day-to-day Black man. We're the face of domestic violence, right? We're the face of child abandonment. We're the face of deadbeat daddyism, right? We're the face of all this, right? So to say that we should never address that, I'm not feeling that. Because, again, after you get all your skills and all your resources, all your money, if you are without this information, you're going to be lost. You're going to be food. You're going to be food, yo. And we all understand, G, that a lot of these homes are fatherless. That's a separate conversation of how that happened. But a lot of these homes are fatherless. And again, this generation of Black men, Black boys, has the benefit of having a phone in their hand and YouTube to listen to, like you said in the top of when you came on, older dudes that can put them up on game, that been through this and been through that. Like I said, there's motherfuckers out here that are not up on game. It's a lot of them that are. It's a lot of them that are. But we're here for the ones who need it. I'm not singing to the preaching to the choir. I'm not telling motherfuckers to get money who already getting money. I'm not telling the motherfuckers how to get bitches. Again, like G said, I came in this shit saying I'm not a game coach. I'm not a game coach. I'm not here to help you with your girl troubles, right? I might offer some suggestions, but a game coach sells packages. I don't sell dating game coach packages. That's not what I do. I have no time for that, right? But I am here to give any younger dude that needs it information on how to navigate this fucking system, including but not limited to Black women. Can't be mad at that shit. But I can't be mad at it.
I do want to say something about that though. This is the way I feel about it though. Okay, so you do what you do voluntarily, right? But in so doing, you do so because you want to do it. Correct?
Absolutely.
You're doing it, or you might feel like you have a duty to do it because you think it's the right thing to do. Okay?
I do it off the internet, right?
But at the end of the day, you're not required to do it, even though you do it, right?
No, I'm not required.
That's the only like I'm gonna do a show probably tomorrow, man. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do a show about building because there are so many people that have this idea that okay, well, you need to build, and what you're not doing is building, and I want to see some results and all of this shit. I'm like, look, bro, I think you said something about this issue a little bit earlier in your stream. Like, look, bro, I can tell you as much as I can tell you, but I'm not your pastor. I'm not your psychologist. I'm not your pussy whisperer. You know, like, I'm not even your like real professor. Like, I'm under no contractual obligation with anybody in the fucking social media world, man. like with a student, I am under a contract with that student to give them a grade based upon, their performance. I don't have to give a motherfucker an A, a B, a C, a D, or E. I don't have to respond to an email, nothing. With motherfuckers on the internet, bro. Now I can if I opt to do so, but I don't have to do so. So like this, this idea that, like, show me this, show me that. What you doing? Like, then as let me reframe the question like Kennedy said about the country and what you can do for it or what it can do for you. Ask not what the Manosphere can do for you, but what you can do for the Manosphere. Stop asking and demanding that the Manosphere yield dividends for you. What are you doing for it? What are you putting into it? You putting negativity into it. You putting positivity into it. You reaching out or you disrespecting motherfuckers. Like, pretty much life is what you make of it. You know what I'm saying? Or anything you put your effort and energy into, pretty much, is going to come out and what you're putting it in. So like if you put negativity into the space, you're going to get negativity out of it. You putting aggression into it, you're going to get aggression out of it. You're putting brotherlyhood, brotherliness, and like a feeling of camaraderie into it, you're going to get that out of it. You putting information in, you might get some out of it. That's not necessarily the case, but and look, let me just say this shit. And I'm gonna speak on this, like, dude, before I became a doc, like a PhD, I was an iron worker, man. Like, I mean, like I literally built bridges. Not, like, so a lot of people talk about building shit. I'm like, okay, well, show me what you built. Well, like I built a business. That's metaphorical, motherfucker. Is your business service based or is it manufacturing? Because a lot of guys are asking to build. What you mean build like an institution? You mean build an organization? Like, what the fuck do you mean when you talk about building? And a lot of these guys like, look, what am I supposed to build for you, dude? What have you built for me? Like, have you got me a job? You got me a 401k? You got me some health insurance? But these same dudes talking about what you ain't doing, they never fucking gave you a super chat. They never gave you shit at all. They just gave you a fucking headache online. I'm not, no disrespect, but it's like, come on, bro. Like, why should I go out and do something for an amorphous motherfucker I don't even know? Like, I'm supposed to just. That's why I say Jesus is now in the chat. Like, I can multiply loaves, turn water into wine, and raise the dead back, bring them back to life. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do for random motherfuckers who like giving me disdain and disrespect. Come on, man. Like, just come on, man. You gotta do you. That's all you can do. That's all you gonna do anyway. That's all you can do anyway. Yeah, Toya, hey. I'm not a pussy whisperer, man. I'm not here to tell you how to get that. You should already know how to do that. I've been knowing how to do that since I was motherfucking 13, 14 years old.
So look, man.
That shit right there. Come on.
We're gonna close this out, man. Yo, shout out to everybody, man, in this conversation. I'm sure there will be more discussions related to this. But we are in revival. Black Manosphere 1.0 revival. I don't want to hear nothing about 2.0 and what they sought out to do. I don't want to hear none of that shit no more. At least not with me. If motherfuckers want to congregate about that and do that, that's fine. Again, like you said, people are open to creating the content that they want to create, but just understand, stop tying that shit to the space. And that, that goes for inside or outside. Stop tying that to the space. That, whoever wants to pursue that, if you're looking for that content, again, there's B1. They'll be happy to have you. B1 will be happy. We'll be happy to have you. The Manosphere is not for that. That is not what we're here to do. That's not what this space was built for. Now, I say SYSBM not because I'm part of some movement or some gang, but because the letters mean save yourself, black man. I believe that niggas need to save themselves, right? Now, save yourself can mean you saving yourself, or two motherfuckers saving each other so they can both save each other, or whatever that means to you. For me, it doesn't necessarily mean go get a white bitch, but if it means go get a white bitch, then go get a white bitch or a non-black woman. If that's what it means to you, I don't care. If save yourself means you leave America, whatever save yourself means to you. And I've said this repeatedly. You've heard me say this before, G. Whatever save yourself means to you, that's what I rock with. Okay? That's why I say SYSBM, not because everything them niggas do or say that I gotta rock with. I'm not part of a movement. It's like people saying Black Lives Matter. You don't work for the organization. You don't agree with everything they do or whatever, but you believe that Black Lives Matter. And I believe that black men should save themselves.
Hey, you remember that movie State Property? What was the phrase in there?
Get down and lay down.
Ain't that what them guys said, man? That's how I feel like the space is. Like, like this guy's like, you better get down or lay down. I'm like, whoa, like for real? That's what I need to do? And the reason I say that is because, like, okay, like, this is not anybody in the Spaces platform, man. This is Google's platform, bro. I mean, no disrespect, but like, you don't own the platform that you have your space in. Now, if this was Rumble or like, and a nigga in the Manosphere made it and it was his and he could determine who could be in it or outside of it, then okay, it'd be easy. Like, I don't like that nigga. He ain't getting down. Okay, well, he gotta lay down. You got okay.
I get it. All I'm saying is this, man. I said a few streams ago that people whose names are connected to the space must make it explicitly clear what the purpose of the space is. Again, I'm the new content creator, like relative to everybody we talking about. But since niggas is paying attention, now that I got everybody's attention, I'm saying that this shit ain't here for that. There's certain things that the people whose names are connected to this space have to separate from the space and its message. I've said this. I've said it over and over and over. So now that motherfuckers is listening to me talk, I'm saying that now. These are the things that we are disassociating ourselves from. All right? The negotiation discussion is not associated with the Black Manosphere. That is a different conversation for a different group of people. I'm saying it, right? And if nobody fucks with it, that's fine. Go over there and do that, right?
Hey,
but
who's the motherfucker that put together the Black Manosphere list, man? That's like the
motherfuckers
with the black box shit, man.
I don't know.
That's like the motherfucker. No, I mean, I'm not. Hey, I'm honored that you put me on the list. That's like the motherfucker with the Nielsen ratings and shit. Like,
Yeah, check this out, man. We about to get up out of here, man. Because
you don't want me to
the way me and G do, we'll be here all night. What'd you say?
No, I'm just fucking with you, bro. I'm done.
Nah, I don't know. Look, I don't know. That's kind of what started this, the Manosphere list. A bunch of dudes just got uptight because their name was on the list. Listen, if you put out Manosphere content, somebody put you on the Manosphere list, you can't really get mad. Somebody made a list. Your name is on it. And that's just it. At the end of the day, man, again, the purpose of this shit was to say, look, we are not B1. We are BM1. Okay? BM1. BMI, like Ron says. Black male independence, black male autonomy, black men first. The reason we have to do that is because when you are pro-black nationalist, what happens is black women come first and then you find yourself negotiating. That's not what we're here to do. This is BM1. Make that clear. I'm going to end on that. Black men first. Because when you put black men first, you get results. BLM, they put black women first. You got a bunch of houses and soirees and scissor soirees and all that shit. Did he drop down? But with BM1, you get the Panthers. We have black men first. You got free lunch and you got all the other programs that the black men brought to the table. G, did you drop down? I don't know if you dropped down. I didn't drop you down. With that said, I want to shout out these gentlemen here, okay? Some of the names you recognize, some of the names you don't. Shout out to the Green Gorilla Channel, Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, Bitter Truth Show, Ronald Neal, PhD, my man Megatron, BGS Inmore, and Denmark, okay? These are the guys that brought me here. Love it or hate it, these are my guys. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, and that's just what it is. And that's just what it is. So, you must have dropped down. I don't know what the fuck happened. But anyway, yo, this was Black Manosphere 1.0 Revival.
Yeah, I dropped down on purpose, bro.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, sorry. It's a good. Thanks for coming through, man.
For sure.
So
I just wanted to listen on the way out, man.
All right, no doubt. Peace. So yeah, so we out of here this week, man. So you guys are gonna comment. You guys are gonna say what you say. We'll be back, and we're gonna continue this discussion. Shout out to AM1. We're gonna have a discussion, and I'll see y'all motherfuckers next week, man. 100. Peace.